Welcome back to the Climb Together podcast. I am your host, Tony Scorp, here with my co-host, Deception the Rapper. Deception, say hi.
What's up?
So today is June 8th, 2022, and well, we have some cool stuff to talk about today, right?
We have a lot.
So
It's a big day.
first and foremost, we have 2 hours ago, about right? Hour and a
Yeah,
half, two
it's
and a
been
half
about
hours.
2 hours.
2 hours ago, the Modern Warfare 2 reveal trailer was released. So that's going to be something big we're going to talk about. And then we also have a CDL major this weekend, correct?
Well, we had one last weekend.
Oh, we had one last weekend. That tells you how impressed I am with Call of Duty. Anyway, so we're going to talk
Look at
about
me
those two
carrying the
things.
podcast again.
Bro, I can't with COD anymore. I can't keep up with it. I don't have enough time. I've been playing New World up the wazoo. Dude, I played probably like 12 hours in New World in the past like 2 weeks.
Oh, you've been back on that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so fun. It's just so fun. I can do whatever I want. Nobody can tell me anything. I can just do, and I can play for like 5 minutes. Or I can play for like 6 hours.
I played a new game today before
Ooh.
before the MW2 reveal.
Yeah, what game?
Me and Wyatt and Sloth and Cash played Devour.
Ooh.
That was a fun game. It was pretty fun. It
You guys
was
devoured the competition.
it was scary.
Scary.
It was a scary game.
Oh no.
It's kind of like Phasmophobia.
Okay. That makes sense why Sloth was playing it.
Yeah, apparently he and Cash had been playing it, and then last night they were just like, they came up to me and Wyatt, and they were like, "You got to get Devour so we can play it," and they were like, "It's only $5," and we were like, "All right,
Alright, say
we'll
less.
run it."
Alrighty, let's just go right into this. We're just gonna talk about, what do you want to talk about? The major first or the reveal first?
Probably talk about the major first because the reveal is going to take up a lot. I mean, there's so much information about the game. Like,
Okay, yeah, let's go. Major was this past weekend in Toronto.
in Toronto, Canada.
In Toronto, Canada. So, Deception's gonna have to take the lead on this one because I did not watch at all. I kind of forgot it
Yeah,
was happening, to be
you
honest.
picked a bad time to not watch. That was a good major.
It was a good major.
Every major this year has been so interesting.
Well, who won?
Um,
We're just gonna spoil it for everyone. Who won?
the Seattle Surge got it done.
Seattle Surge.
They won their first major ever.
Let's go. And we've had like different winners every single major, which is pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, even if you count the pro-am and the kickoff, we've had different winners.
Which I like to see because last year we had Atlanta phase, and I just wasn't about it. And also, quick disclaimer: I am not feeling the best today. That's why my voice is non-existent.
Yeah, I've been, I've had a roller
like
coaster
crazy.
of health the past couple of days too, so we're
Yeah.
both in the same boat.
Feel you there. Anywho, yeah. So like, what are some highlights from the weekend, Deception?
One of the big highlights is the second major in the row, we missed like basically every prediction.
We absolutely screwed it up.
But it's one of those things where I like being wrong because it made the major extremely interesting.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of stuff. Optic got sent down to the losers bracket by Florida. I don't know what their problem is. They cannot beat Florida. It's like how FaZe can't beat Optic and how FaZe can't beat Surge. Optic can't beat Florida. But they got sent down there to losers bracket. I mean, Surge kind of like, they looked good the whole weekend, really. So it didn't surprise me that they won. I was hoping that they would win.
Well, they're either on it or they're not. Like they're
they
either
were
on their
it this
game.
weekend. They were on it.
Obviously, they won.
I mean, they were like Fred and Sid were just playing out of their minds, and Mac was going off too. I mean, it was it was really fun to watch. I mean, if we want to look at um, if we want to look at like upsets and stuff that happened, um, it's definitely not an upset that Paris lost.
Well,
I mean,
obviously, Paris always
I mean they got
loses.
they got smoked again. Like
Oh,
they literally
wow.
like when you look at the what we can look at it like after we talk about the major, but I'll just say
Mhm.
it right now. If you look at the uh if you look at the point standings for the CDL, Paris are only have 20 points and they are 2-17
Oh my.
as a record. Like you just
Oh
might as
my.
well call this an 11 team league. Like Paris just they're off in Mars somewhere. They're not having a good time.
Off in Mars,
Um
you say?
yeah, they're out of here. They're definitely not playing on this planet because they are so bad. Like I can't believe that they're still in this league, to be honest.
Gosh. Well,
Uh
they're moving to Vegas, so maybe that'll make some changes. I don't know.
I wish. I don't know. Uh but yeah, like as far as like the weekend went, teams that got farther than I expected, the LA Thieves is a big one. Um, I think they ended up actually placing like top 3 or top 4.
Ooh,
Uh, they put in the
that is
work.
surprising.
Yeah,
Well,
they
that's
finished
good.
fourth.
Well, that's
They
good.
finished
They've
fourth.
been doing
That's
pretty bad this season, so kind of seeing them in the top 4 position is kind of nice for them.
yeah. They really showed up. They showed some life for sure. Our like my pick to win because I wanted Attach to get his piece of the pie, which he still got a chance, but Rocker finished top 8. They did not perform that great. A couple teams that kind of like surprised me a little bit that they weren't doing that great were the Ravens after performing pretty dang well. The last couple like qualifiers they placed top 8.
Oh,
Breach placed out of the money in top 12.
ew,
Um, NYSL, who everybody thought would probably show up,
did not.
actually they were the first team to get eliminated.
Oh God, that's a yikes.
Yeah, it was not good. But Optic ended up placing top 6 right with Florida. What do you know? Uh, they played well, but I don't think that it's like anybody's fault. I just think like them playing with a sub, it's like I don't know. I don't know if they played really well with Pro Loot in the qualifiers, but I just think they kind of fell apart on land. I mean, they were playing against Ultra in the match when they got eliminated, and they looked like they were non-existent. Like they looked like they had no idea what was going on. Um, it definitely wasn't a good look for them. Ultra, the home team, actually finished third.
Oh,
They
okay,
actually played pretty well. They made a pretty dang good losers bracket run, but they got stopped by FaZe, and of course FaZe gets in the top 2 again. Um,
not surprised.
the grand finals was Surge versus FaZe, and
Oh,
I will say it right now. I tweeted it after it happened, but um, I will say it right now. I called it. I said that Surge fans, you're welcome for me telling the future. Uh, because before the grand finals started, like as soon as we knew what the grand finals were, I texted in the group chat with me and Wyatt and Cash, and I said my pick is Surge 5-3, and they won 5-3.
nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, they again like FaZe. Uh, I don't know what FaZe is doing wrong. They keep coming up short. Um, it's just like they win their search and destroys. They're a good search and destroy team, but it's like when it counts, they are one of the worst respawn teams in the game.
Oh,
I think they won one respawn against Surge. I'm pretty sure. Uh, but they cannot get it done in respawn. And like Tuscan this weekend was their downfall. They choked like 3 different Tuscan respawns. 2 hard points where they literally needed like 4 or 5 points to win and they lost. Uh it was it was bad. FaZe they're just not good at respawn when it counts. And that was their downfall this weekend, but Surge got it done. They got their first major victory of their franchise's history. Uh, and Pred became the first player not from NA or EU to win an MVP. He won the MVP for the major. It's pretty fitting considering how well he played all weekend.
Let's go. You'll love to see it. Now, now that we've talked about that, now what everyone wants to hear. The Modern Warfare 2 reveal that happened today. I briefly watched it before podcast itself. And let me just tell you, it looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was just like part of the, like a campaign trailer. But I mean, if after looking on it, you can see like we're probably gonna be able to like swim, and we have to take a different look, a couple of the different guns that we're gonna probably be using, and the different characters, that will be good. Exception.
Yeah, so there wasn't really any multiplayer stuff. It was just basically campaign. Probably a bunch of snippets from different missions and stuff, but it looked really cool. Game looks more colorful than Modern Warfare. Now that could be a cinematic thing. I really hope it's not. I really hope that the game actually does look as colorful as it showed in the cinematics, but it definitely looks promising. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic because of how Modern Warfare ended up turning out, but I will be keeping tabs on this game. And there was a big information dump that people like Charlie and Tail were posting on Twitter afterwards. There's a bunch of things that we'll go into. This is going to be the bulk of the podcast. Um, and I'll read everything out, so we get a good idea
Sylvanator,
of everything. Yeah, because
Sylvanator. I
this
agree.
this
I
is
want
gonna
to know.
be, yeah, this is gonna, yeah, I was gonna say this is the first you're gonna be hearing of any of this. Um, so I'll go in order with what they tweeted from the first thing to the last thing.
Follow along.
After the trailer, Charlie and Tail tweeted, Modern Warfare 2 campaign takes place 3 years after Modern Warfare 2019. That's pretty obvious. And features the return of the iconic Task Force 141. And they kept tweeting. They tweeted, Modern Warfare 2 features an enhanced gunsmith with platforms where weapons share unlocks, new attachment tuning mechanics which allows players to fine tune attachments. And I was just watching a Drifter video about this. So the fine tuning attachments thing is when you pick an attachment, um, like the example Drifter used was like, let's say you grab a stock. You can change how short or how long the stock is, and there's like a slider, and it will change the stats of the stock to reflect the changes you're making. Like he said, almost every attachment has like two sliders, and like for a stock, it's like you can make your stock like faster to where you get better movement speed and ADS speed, but you have more recoil. Or you can make it slower to where your movement speed and ADS speed might be a bit slower, but your recoil control is better. Or like your strafing speed is better, but something else is worse. Um, and that's basically what it's going to be like with every attachment. Is you can kind of fine tune these attachments now, way more than you could before. Um, and obviously that's probably going to be like they'll probably elaborate on it more
Oh yeah.
uh, when we get the multiplayer stuff, because there's multiplayer stuff talked about, but not like anything crazy, not anything that is like concrete. It's just kind of vague descriptions of things. The pre-orders went live as per usual. Um,
Yeah. What is
they
it?
did
It's
com- they did confirm that this game is going to be on Steam. I mean everybody basically knew that, but it is available on Steam for pre-order.
and the game is no longer $60. It's $70 across all
Yeah, because
platforms.
that's probably to adjust for the prices that for the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, but it is $70. The Vault Edition is $100. I kind of thought it'd be like 120 with the amount of stuff that they gave us. but it's only 100, which is nice. Um, some stuff to like take away from like the Vault Edition and stuff is um you get the Modern Warfare 2, you get the cross-gen edition if you're on console and you're on the previous consoles, which means you'll just automatically be able to upgrade if you get a new console like a PS5 or something. You get the Red Team 141 Operator Pack, which looks pretty sick. Um, you get the Season 1 Battle Pass and 50 tier skips. So that's like you get the full you get that's like $10 plus 70, that's like $80 of value right there. Basically, just off of the battle pass. You get early access to the open beta, which that's obvious that's gonna happen. Um, you get the Ghost Legacy Pack, which has 10 weapon blueprints and 12 operator skins. Um, and we actually found out, or at least got a sneak peek of what the FJX Cinder weapon vault looks like. And it basically looks like something that we've wanted for a hot minute. And that's like this weapon vault has the image that they show is a gun and just a ton of attachments floating around it, right? But if you look at the attachments, all of them match the blueprint of the gun. So now it's not going to be like, yeah, you throw on this gun and all the attachments are kind of bad. So you throw on the attachments you want, and now you've lost half of the look of the blueprint. Now it looks like every attachment you put on is going to match the blueprint of the gun, at least in the weapon vault. And hopefully that's the case with any guns that come out because that's really sick. Um, that should be something they should add for every gun, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hate getting a blueprint that's super sick and then half the attachments aren't like something that I want to use. So I throw on the ones I want to use and then all of it's gone. But yeah, so um they also said that Modern Warfare 2 has a big focus on AI. Um AI in Modern Warfare 2 reacts is lethal and fully aware of their surroundings to provide a sense of life across all modes of play. AI can group up, flank players, and more. Um, and Drifter talked about this. Apparently, they strapped GoPros on people who would play paintball and stuff, and airsoft players, and they would kind of like analyze like how the players would, react to things, like how they would check corners, how they would run around. And the AI are supposed to they're supposed to behave a lot more like actual players. Um, I mean, we still believe that it's probably going to be pretty clear when you're finding an AI versus when you see a regular person, but it's probably going to be a lot different fighting AI, especially if they're going to be in Warzone and stuff. Um, and they did say, which this might be a hint to the DMZ mode. The DMZ mode has not been confirmed, it hasn't been talked about, but they did say that they tested AI in a large battlefield that has 300 AI and 100 live players. So that's a lot of people for one
Mm-hmm.
thing. It's a lot of people. Um, they also said Modern Warfare 2 will feature water and bring swimming into the engine. And water will be featured in all modes of the game, including Warzone 2. The devs said that they can't keep building Warzone maps without water, um, which is nice. Apparently, the swimming mechanic is not going to be the same as Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, where it's used as like a combat space for the most part, or like you can just go down there and fight people.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's going to be a lot more realistic. There's going to be parts of water that are more clear and parts of water that might be muddy or something, so it might be easier to hide because the visibility's not that great. Um, Apparently, you're really only going to be able to fire stuff like pistols in the water. You're not going to be able to just use whatever gun you want. You can throw equipment in the water, and one of the cool things that I saw Charlie Intel talking about was that you can throw equipment in the water, for example, like a proximity mine, and it will actually flow with the current of the water. Um, so like, let's say like there's a boat that's coming. You can throw a prox mine in the water. It flows with the current of the water, and if it gets close to the boat, it can blow the boat up.
Ooh. Also,
Uh
shout out to Denial Gaming in chat and Lex Luther.
oh yeah,
Okay, the best.
we love Luther.
We got some denial in the gaming going on in the chats. Quick shout out to them. Woohoo!
They
Anyway,
also said Modern
continue.
Warfare 2 introduces new vehicle combat, including abilities to lean out of windows with weapons, which is a lot like Blackout, climb on top of vehicles, and jump from vehicle to vehicle. Vehicles can also be damaged with tires blown and be repaired. I don't know
Well,
how
this was
much of
pretty cool.
that. I don't know how much of that's going to be used in Warzone. I hope all of it's going to be used in Warzone because it sounds pretty freaking sick, especially for like clips. But I saw that even like when Drifter was talking about because they got to preview about 5 or 6 campaign missions. That there were certain parts where you could like fling a door open from the side of a car and jump into it. Like you could shoot through the doors, like glass would break, and you could kill people, then jump into the car like Halo style and start driving it. Um, you could shoot people's tires out. You could blow the hood off the car and shoot the engine blocks, so it would temporarily disable the car. Um, and stuff like that. Like there's apparently a lot of like vehicle mechanics. Uh, but hopefully that's used in all the game modes. I think that's what their intention is. But we'll see. They also said when there was some stuff that they talked about for multiplayer, they haven't gone too far into it. I mean, there is they did not give a multiplayer release date either, as far as like a reveal. Um, but my guess is tomorrow when they do the state of play stuff at 2 p.m. when they have the Modern Warfare 2 campaign gameplay, there might be a multiplayer reveal date then. Um, but they did say that multiplayer in Modern Warfare 2 features 2 key styles of play: battle maps and core maps. Battle maps are large scale maps, while core maps are built exclusively for 6v6. Core maps will take place in locations around the world, and battle maps will be POIs from the new Warzone map. Um, and another little note is that they confirmed that Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 are not going to be launching on the same day. Um,
Well, what they're doing is they're resetting. So, in case you guys were worried or concerned about anything, when Warzone 2, they are starting fresh with the Modern Warfare 2 um
yeah, they're starting fresh.
armory. Like
Yeah,
there's no Modern Warfare guns, there's no Black Ops Cold War guns, there's no Vanguard guns. You start completely new. It's gonna be different in many different ways. And then the integration for Warzone 2, it says on the Call of Duty Twitter thread that I'm on right now, it says it's gonna the integration is gonna happen post launch. So we'll get Modern Warfare 2 first. So for those of you guys who are like excited to grind Warzone 2, I'd get on Modern Warfare 2 first if it's good anyway, and
and I mean
grind some
the
guns out.
thing about that is I know a lot of people are probably going to complain that Warzone 2 is not dropping when Modern Warfare 2 does, but you got to think about this. How fun would Warzone really be when you don't have guns that are leveled up?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of a loadout when you don't have guns leveled and you don't have perks and stuff like that?
I mean, there's people
Um,
that play, Warzone for free, and then they start out like that. But if you're gonna get, Modern Warfare 2, right? Like you wanna, enjoy the game a little bit, and then hopefully, they'll release it right at the lull of like Modern Warfare 2. So like, go in, find a good gun that you like, play with it, level it up, find a good class for it or whatever, and find a couple other guns like a sniper or AR, SMG, etc., etc. Level yourself up so you have some perks and stuff unlocked, and then boom, Warzone 2 drops and you're ready to go. You're ready to drop in and wreak havoc on the map.
well, now I don't know this for sure. Now it's making more sense because now it's making more sense than it did to me a couple days ago. But I heard some people, like some leakers, saying that there's something cool coming in December, and now that makes me think that that's Warzone too.
It could be.
Um,
Um, they
it definitely makes me wonder.
I think
Because I
that would make
believe
sense.
that they haven't confirmed the DMZ mode, but they basically they talked about a little bit. They said that there's some sandbox mode that they haven't that is coming. Apparently, DMZ is going to launch with Modern Warfare in beta, um, so they can kind of like have it in the public hand, so they can fix it as quickly as possible. So my guess is that the thing coming in December is probably Warzone 2. They also said that Gunfight is coming, but it's not going to be available at launch either. Um,
Which I think if well, we didn't have like a I want like a MW like a Modern Warfare gunfight back. If they're gonna put gunfight in Modern Warfare 2, I want a gunfight that way. And they're also adding a couple new modes that are kind of like they're like gunfight, but they're kind of different. Like
yeah, yeah.
um they're not on like gunfight maps. They're on the regular maps, I believe.
Yeah, those are probably going to be just on the 6v6 maps because one thing that Drifter talked about that's kind of an important thing to note is when you look at the battle maps are like ground war maps. They're going to probably have a lot of those vehicle mechanics. They're probably going to be more emphasized on those swimming mechanics. There's apparently like new mantling mechanics similar to some of the stuff you see in like Apex Legends and other games that they're bringing to the table. And I think a lot of those are going to be put in the battle maps, but from what I've heard, the core maps are just going to be it's going to be like classic 6v6. Like you're not going to have a bunch of like crazy stuff happening with vehicles and all that. It's just going to be your classic run and gun 6v6 gameplay. Um, and I've heard that Infinity Ward has been making efforts to make those 6v6 maps smaller and tighter so they actually feel like 6v6 maps. I've heard a lot of people drawing comparisons to some of the DLC maps from Modern Warfare, like the Candor hideouts and like the Sawmill maps and stuff like that, which is nice because I actually thought that quite a few of the Modern Warfare DLC maps were really good, um, comparative to the launch maps.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Which would be
They
nice. I mean,
also
hopefully
they
they bring
they
back some of the
also
older.
did confirm that Warzone Mobile is happening. I mean, it was all but confirmed anyways, but they said it. It's happening. Uh, Even though it's in closed alpha right now. So, and gameplay already leaked. But they
It's okay.
confirmed that it's happening just in case we didn't know already.
Well, that's exciting. I mean, so if you're wanting to play Warzone and you're not home, now you can play it on your phone.
Yeah, that's what they said that they were trying to give is the experience of having Warzone on the go, especially for like the COD mobile people who like have their own little BR, but it's not Warzone.
It's like a
Um,
blackout kind of thing,
yeah,
you
it's
know.
kind of like Black. It's
It
basically like
reminds me of, it
Blackout.
reminds me of like PUBG Mobile, the way that it works.
But I mean, they talked about like the COD 2.0 stuff, which there's not really a lot of information on that yet. They did say that that all the Call of Duties from now on are going to be built on the same engine. It's not going to be different engines each year and all that. Uh, and they're trying to ensure that Warzone feels like an extension of the Modern Warfare 2 universe, which is nice. One other thing that is kind of interesting that Drifter talked about that I don't think anybody said is that Activision has not confirmed that the name for their VR is going to be Warzone 2.
Oh.
I
Well,
I don't
they
know
said,
I don't know why they would want to rename it, but they have not said that it's going to be Warzone 2.
on the Twitter account it says Warzone 2.0 integration post launch. So they said Warzone 2.0, but is that actually going
Yeah,
to be
but
the name of the game?
that's what they've been calling it this whole time though, and they keep talking about a new Warzone experience. They're not saying outright that it's Warzone 2, which is interesting.
Very interesting.
They also did say for like people who are concerned about the old Warzone that today's Warzone experience will still be available, but it'll remain separate. Um, and one interesting thing to note is that they said today's Warzone will continue on as a separate experience that will include continuation of player progression and inventories within that Warzone experience. So it makes me wonder if maybe the progression system for Modern Warfare 2 is changing.
Maybe it's a little. I don't know.
I want
I
old prestiges back.
yeah, me
That's what I
too.
want.
I want old prestiges. I want like old camo grind stuff back. Like I want I want the OG stuff, you know what I'm saying? The OG stuff. Am I wrong for saying that? No, because I feel like a lot of people agree with me.
No, I'm pretty sure but I'm pretty sure 99% of hardcore COD players agree with that. Um, and they've been waiting for that for a minute. One little thing to note that's probably not a surprise to anybody: Ricochet anti-cheat will be available in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 from day one,
Let's
which is
go.
nice. It's gonna be great. Seems like, from what I've seen, Ricochet's been doing a pretty good job of taking down hackers and making sure that Warzone is as clean as possible. Obviously, you're not gonna get all of them, but um, I've heard many streamers and many like regular players saying they have run into significantly less hackers, which is
Which
nice.
is good.
Uh, one thing that they talked about vehicle wise is a new vehicle coming to Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 is the helicopter troop carrier. It's basically like an armored truck, but it's airborne. The helicopter has two pilot seats, but the back half can be free roam, allowing players to run around and shoot out of the chopper.
Ooh, that's
So it's
interesting.
basically like what picks you up, what used to pick you up in Verdansk can take you home, but you can use it.
Oh, okay.
Uh, but I mean, they talked about all kinds of stuff about like they got to see campaign missions. I don't know if we'll get to see a snippet from each one or if it's just 7 straight minutes of one campaign mission. But like I said, Summer Game Fest tomorrow, there is campaign gameplay happening. Um, and it apparently was recorded on PS5, but I've heard a lot of people saying the PS5 version of the game looks really good. Like it looks even better than what Modern Warfare did. Um, but they just kept reiterating about like, the it's scheduled for release on PS5, PS4, all both the Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, PC on BattleNet and Steam. Um, I'm probably gonna get the Steam version just because I'm not the biggest fan of BattleNet, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I just kind of like the idea of COD being on Steam now. Uh,
Also, Luther, I haven't played the game, so I cannot confirm nor deny. I've not played enough Warzone to confirm nor deny your statement about there being at least three.
doing what now?
Luther said that taking down hackers where every effing lobby is filled with three hackers minimum.
Maybe you're just too good, Luther, because I haven't played against many hackers. Maybe you're hacking.
Accusations. Bait. Click title.
No, but their Modern Warfare 2 features a variety of new equipment, including a tactical camera, a drill charge, a DDoS, and more. Uh, apparently, like the camera is like the camera from Black Ops 1, where you can you can plant one down and then look at it and see
Oh.
what's going on. Um, I heard that the drill charge is very interesting because I heard from Drifter that the drill charge is basically like something that can get people out of vehicles without blowing the vehicle up. Like I heard that the drill charge is like you can throw one at a vehicle and it'll kill like everybody in the vehicle, but it'll still leave the vehicle with like 75% health. So that might be something nice if you don't want to have to
Ooh.
blow a vehicle up in Warzone. Um, the DDoS is literally like an EMP drone. It's like the recon drone, except instead of scanning for enemies and pinging them, it scans for stuff to EMP, which is cool.
That is
Uh,
cool.
one of the things that's very interesting that I think could get very cheesy is the inflatable decoy.
Uh oh.
Apparently, there is an inflatable decoy which will mimic a actual player, and it will actually react to enemies if they when they like come up to it. Like you'll plant one down and it'll be flat on the ground somewhere. And if it's in a crouching position, it'll go up crouched. If it's in a standing position, it'll stand up. But when somebody makes eye contact or gets close to it, it will pop up and then rotate to look at the enemy player
Oh.
as like a distraction. And I've heard that like it doesn't have that much health, so you can kill it pretty quick, but that will reveal your location. And if you try to walk up to it, it's like a claymore; it'll blow up.
Oh.
Uh,
Okay.
so that's interesting.
Yeah, that'll be some
that
new. I don't
that'll
know.
be interesting for sure. I don't know how I feel about that for sure, but
I feel like that's gonna be good for
um,
content though, low key. Like
yeah,
imagine
it
like
probably
put
will create some funny moments for
like
sure.
imagine setting that up and putting one of those cameras and then just watching people test it out in the first like couple weeks. Oh, that'd be so good. That would be freaking hilarious. If
I've
anyone
heard
wants to
that
take
it's
that
a
idea, go
field
for
up.
it.
I've heard that it's a field upgrade, at least in multiplayer and stuff. So hopefully, like if it's something really cheesy that could possibly just be annoying, I hope it's like a really slow charge and it's something that there are maybe other field upgrades that other people are gonna like
Oh,
rather
it's
than using
gonna
that.
be so
But
cheeky, bro.
I'm sure that there's gonna be some fun to have though.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I'm sure that even if you are just trolling, it's still gonna be pretty funny to use that. But um, one of the other things that was kind of interesting is that Spec Ops is coming back,
Okay.
which I did not expect that. Like I'm pretty sure everybody just thought that the third mode was gonna be DMZ. Uh, but apparently Spec Ops is back. It's the same Spec Ops from Modern Warfare 2019, and it's just like I hope they do it more justice than they did the first one. They said that more information on the co-op mode will be announced at a later date. They said that no information on the DMZ mode was shared. That was, that's the rumor is that there's some sort of DMZ mode. Um, but they said, in addition, expect more intel on a new sandbox mode and the brand new play space as we get closer to launch. And they alluded to Warzone. But like, if they're talking about a sandbox mode, it's got to be DMZ.
Oh yeah.
Like it has to be. Like they keep talking about a sandbox mode, but they're not saying anything about it. So that's interesting. Also a couple little teasers that happened in the trailer. If you want to go back and watch it now that I've said it, is that High Rise was spotted. Uh, and the part of the Warzone 2 map was spotted. Um, but when you look at some of the other stuff, they like I said earlier, they did say that gunfight is coming post launch, but it's they're focusing on new modes for launch rather than just bringing other modes back, which is kind of cool. Uh, I kind of like when they focus on new modes as long as they're good. Like if these two new modes are pretty bad, then I'm gonna be like, why did we do this? But we'll see. Uh, they did mention that they got to play multiplayer and that there's gonna be more info on multiplayer to come later this year. I hope it's sooner than later. Hope it's within 2 or 3 weeks rather than like September. That'd be
Mhm.
nice. But they also said Modern Warfare 2 will also have an incredible post-release calendar set to include a massive amount of free post-launch content drops featuring new maps, modes, and blockbuster special events that can't be missed. Hopefully that's way better than the Warzone live events because the Warzone live events are disappointing. Uh but they like another interesting thing that Charlie Intel is gonna note is there's a rumor that they're going back to 5 attachments uh, in the gunsmith from Modern Warfare, but it has not been confirmed. Infinity Ward said that they mentioned that players will be able to equip more than 3, but way less than 10 attachments. So that sounds like 5, but I don't know. Their numbering is weird, so we'll see.
We'll just have to wait, I guess, and be patient. Boring, but
I
okay.
mean, like I said, all this information is cool, but I'm still pretty cautiously optimistic about the game.
Yeah. Like I
Uh,
want it to be a good game because it's COD, but at the same time, like I'm at the point in my life right now where I have not touched COD and I don't even know how long, so it really needs something nice to like bring me back into the mix full time like I was before.
I know, like, that's the thing about, like, even, like, Vanguard now is, like, I have 0 desire to play Vanguard, to be honest. Like it's just oh,
Like it's there, like
like,
I could play it, I just
it's
wanna.
like I could play it, but it's like I play it and then I'm like, "Why am I playing this?" Literally, the only fun that I have playing a current Call of Duty experience is Warzone, and even then, sometimes that gets frustrating.
Well, yeah, the other day.
It's definitely not nearly as bad as Vanguard, but sometimes.
Sometimes it gets pretty close.
I mean, but like, I mean, Wyatt said it on stream a couple days ago, and he'd been playing. He was like, "I can play Warzone for 8 or 9 hours, but I can't play Vanguard for more than like 3." And I was like, "That's bad," considering Vanguard was supposed to be like pretty good.
Mm.
But I mean, this is COD 2.0. I mean, it's like it's almost really hard to predict what's even gonna happen. Um, because they really are adding so much new stuff, and there's so much stuff that's gonna be different than it has been in the previous couple years. So I really like it's hard to even really know what to expect, even with all the information that we have.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I don't
Like,
know.
I
I
mean,
think it's
we
just one
we
of those
have all this
things.
information, but it's like, what are we gonna do with it till we see anything?
Yeah, I mean, like before, it's just like, oh my god, new COD, like this is gonna be hype and da 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 this that and the other. But then like when
And
the
but that's the thing is, you said new COD. Like this actually feels the way that this sounds is it actually sounds like a new COD. Like it sounds like COD is getting shifted like a lot. Um, oh, and one big thing that this is like a complete leak right now.
oh
I don't even know for sure if we'll hear about it with the multiplayer reveal. I hope we do, but I don't know. This is a complete leak. This is not confirmed at all. This is not anything that has been talked about. It wasn't talked about today, but there was a leak that came out yesterday
mm-hmm.
that Modern Warfare 2 is going to have a map editor, and that you're going to be able to modify maps that are already in the game to essentially make new maps that could be better. And it's basically going to like eliminate like the idea is that it's going to eliminate the pressure on the developers to make good maps. Because then you can use whatever template they have and then just make a new map. Like the leak said that you can modify spawn points, you can modify like objects on the map to like add like you can add them or delete them, you can change where they are on the map, like you can actually create a new map
Hmm,
from an existing one.
interesting.
And they also said that, you know, looking even further into the future than Modern Warfare 2, the leak said that Treyarch plans to use the map editor pretty heavily in their free to play game that's coming out in 2023.
Oh, so we don't know about
Now,
yet.
nobody knew that Treyarch was making a free to play game in 2023. We knew a free to play game was coming, but that leak also confirmed that it's Treyarch game. So, zombie standalone game question mark
Oh,
with map editor?
that would be.
That I mean, I'm just saying like that right there lends even more to the fact that there's been rumors of a zombie standalone game for the past like year now, year and a half. And maybe it's actually coming to fruition now.
Let's hope so. Your sake of everyone that plays.
Oh wow, you made it sound like nobody plays zombies.
Well, nobody is playing zombies right now. Unless it's
Nobody's
an old
playing
zombie
Vanguard
thing.
zombies. People are playing all the other zombies, not Vanguard.
Because it sucks. Putting it lightly.
Yep, that's true. That is very true. Vanguard is not good. Vanguard's pretty bad. Vanguard zombies is definitely the worst zombies experience out of all of them. I don't think there's a question anymore. Um,
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's one of those things. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll keep you guys updated. We'll keep ourselves updated, and then when the time comes and the beta comes out, that's when we'll really know whether it's gonna be a good time or not.
well, it'll probably be like it'll probably be me keeping you uh
Okay, listen.
updated.
I'm I've been working like crazy. Okay, when school starts, then I'll be playing video.
We'll see.
We'll see. And I do play video games. I just don't play COD. I'm playing New World. So much fun. Like I haven't had fun playing video games like this in a minute. Kind of just like
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you find games that you want to play, find games that are fun. Um, find the games that you actually enjoy rather than forcing yourself to play something you don't like. I'm actually, uh, I'm actually like kind of relieved that I won't be playing games very much after this because I actually go on vacation next week, so
ooh,
that's gonna be fun.
vacation. Just gonna be in full force, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, I'm probably still gonna like. I just pray that I pray that no big COD stuff happens next week.
Watch a bunch of big COD stuff.
Yeah, watch the multiplayer reveal be like next Tuesday or something like that.
Literally.
And then I'm gonna be like, oh god. I'm gonna have to like phone into the podcast.
Phone in.
Yeah.
We can
If
make
that
that happen. We can
happens.
make
But
that
I don't think anything big's gonna happen next week.
watch literally the entire game.
Yeah, I
That's
imagine
it.
it's like they're just like, yeah, you can play the beta on Friday. It's like, oh god.
That's like gonna be like,
uh
are you kidding me right now?
yeah, that's the worst time for me to go on vacation. That's like cuz I had been telling Wyatt for a while cuz it'd been leaked that an alpha was coming and he was like and after like he saw the stuff he was like, I wonder like I hope the alpha's like next week and I'm like, no.
No, wouldn't. Not gonna be here for that.
I'm like, it can be the week after next, but not next week. Oh,
Oh man. Anyway, you got anything else you want to talk about deception, or if not, we can wrap this up and go vacuum.
well, I mean, there's not really like a whole lot to talk about, but uh,
It's exciting
you
stuff,
know,
you know.
we've been playing like me and Wyatt have been playing more X Defiant because they do the sessions every Friday and it's been pretty fun.
Oh, that's good.
They've been tweaking the game. They've been doing some stuff. It's a fun game. I'm really excited for that game. I really hope that that game launches like before Modern Warfare.
Do you want to be able to grind?
Yeah, because I want to play it. Because I feel like it's gonna be really hard to like play that and Modern Warfare 2 at the same time.
Because it will be.
Uh, like I'm really hoping that it launches in like if it launches in like August or September, I'm gonna be really happy. But we'll see.
Well, we will see. And I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Climb Together podcast. This has been Tonage and Deception, bringing you guys the latest on Modern Warfare 2 and the most recent Call of Duty update. No, not Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty Major for the CDO. You guys are tuning in live. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. If you guys are watching this later, this podcast is anywhere and everywhere. If you find it, you can watch it whenever and wherever. you shall
Well, you
please.
you said if you can find it, you can watch it. It makes it sound like we're playing hide and seek with a podcast.
We kind of are though. All you gotta type in is Climb Together Podcast and YouTube, and we pop right up. Huh, weird. But yeah. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, please drop it a like, drop us a follow, drop us a subscription of any sort. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week. No, we won't see you guys next week. We'll see you guys the following week after that. Hopefully some new stuff will arise. But yeah. Exception, any last words?
We'll be back in 2 weeks, unless something huge happens, and then I might have to phone in next week.
That is true. That is true. Alrighty. See you guys next time. Peace.